Well, it is the day after the first presidential debate of the season, and reactions are rolling in tonight. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, they went head to head on a wide range of issues. However, lots of people are focusing on their presentation today. A flash poll showing the majority of those who watched think Mr. Trump had a stronger performance. Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook joining us live from outside the debate venue in Atlanta with how people are reacting tonight. Julia, good evening.
Good evening. While Trump went on the offensive and steamrolled through multiple lines, often reciting falsehoods, it's Biden's performance that's receiving the most attention. There were moments where the president had trouble articulating a thought, which has led some Democrats to question if he should remain the party's nominee, and others to jump in and defend him. It's the first time a sitting president and a former president have debated.
The whole world is blowing up under him.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump sparred over the economy, immigration, foreign policy, and more. But Biden missed several opportunities to fact-check Trump and counter him on issues like abortion, where Democrats have an edge among voters. Republicans now looking to capitalize on Biden's shaky moments.
President Biden is not up to the job.
According to a CNN flash poll, 67% of debate watchers said Trump had a better performance. Some Democratic officials are privately expressing concerns.
I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention.
But top Democrats have jumped to the president's defense.
I will never turn my back on President Biden. We're going to double down in the next few months. We're going to win this election.
While Vice President Kamala Harris admitted that Biden got off to a, quote, slow start, she urged voters to look at what the administration has accomplished.
I'm not going to spend all night with you talking about the last 90 minutes when I've been watching the last 3.5 years of performance.
These two are set to meet again on the debate stage. Before Thursday's debate, Biden and Trump had already agreed to a second one on September 10th, hosted by ABC. Now, the party conventions take place before that. That's when the nominees become official. The Republican National Convention is in July, and the Democratic National Convention is in August. Reporting live in Atlanta, Julia Benbrook, WISH TV.